Hey guys, welcome back to Just Being a Mom podcast, and happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody's having an awesome day and turning up, living your best life, barbecuing. Yes, girl. Nobody invited me to a barbecue, but it's cool. I don't eat meat anyways. So yeah. But let's not forget what this day is about. We should be celebrating our fallen soldiers who served this country. And we just want to lift them up today, and especially moms who are serving. Today we celebrate you guys, and thanks so much for your service. And also, today is Monday. This is our new day for our podcast, and I'm so excited to be having it, our new day to be on Monday. So yeah. So today on episode 9 of Just Being a Mom podcast, we are talking about babysitters. So I want to say, because I'm such a hypocrite. So an episode, I forget what episode it was. I think it was 5, but I was talking about social isolation, and I talked about how it was so easy to get a babysitter, and you can do it if you really wanted to. You should totally find a babysitter. And I'm up here like, no, I don't need a babysitter. No, I'll just take him. Like, Shelby, what are you doing? Get a babysitter. It's so easy. But it's freaking hard to find a babysitter. One, it's hard to find somebody that you trust. It's hard to find somebody who won't charge you an arm and a leg. And if it's not family, like, can you really trust them? I mean, some family you can't trust anyway, so. But those are like some of my like top reasons for not getting a babysitter. Because my family lives in Atlanta and I'm in LA, and my husband's family, they live in Toronto. So it's just really hard when you don't have any family around, and you don't want to spend $150 on a sitter to go to a concert one night. Like, I didn't even pay that much for the tickets. Like, I'm paying you $150. And it's just a trust factor too. Like, do you know what they're doing with your kid, or do you know, like, if they smoke? I don't really care if my babysitter smokes, but if they, I don't want them to smoke at my house. But if it's just like you never know what's going on when you're not around. So I want to talk about some ways that you can feel more comfortable in getting a babysitter if you're like me, because I'm crazy. And my husband is even worse than I am. Like, he trusts no one. Like, and when I say no one, like, unless it's my mom or his mom, it's like, no, you can't watch the baby. So, but I want to help you guys to find a babysitter, because you do need to go out. You do need to be around your friends. You do need to be around adults. And just for your mental stability, it's important. So, and I know how hard it is to find a babysitter. So I'm going to give you some tips to help you to feel more comfortable with the babysitter that you have, or finding a new babysitter, or, just some different options. So, 1, get some cameras, okay? And they have them really cheap on Amazon. You can connect them to your phone, and you can see what's happening at your house. Yeah, and they're really awesome, and you can talk through them. I forget which one this is. I'll put it in the description what camera I'm talking about. So yeah, cameras, and let your babysitter know that, hey, there's cameras there. Put them in plain sight where they can see, because you don't want like a hidden situation, because then you're probably going to catch them doing something to your child. And that's what you want to avoid. You want them to not do something to your child, because once they do something to your child, then your child is already traumatized. And so you want them in plain sight, so the babysitter knows to be on their toes, to keep their stuff together, and to not do anything to your kid. So cameras are a big deal. They have them so cheap now, and they're definitely a win-win. So I'm all about cameras. Another thing that I do is I trade babysitting with my neighbor. So I'll watch her kids, and then she'll come watch my kids. And don't just pick any neighbor, like a trustworthy neighbor. And I trust my neighbor because, like, she's the kind of mom that's like, she's like me. She doesn't trust anybody. Like, she has cameras in her house, and, she's very on top of what her kids are doing. And, she's very present, and she'll call me, and I'll send her pictures of what's going on just so she knows. Her kids are kind of older. When she comes to watch Elijah, it's way easier because usually he's just asleep. But that way we're both saving money. We both get to go out, and we both have a trustworthy babysitter. I always say, like, you want somebody that you trust, but you can never trust. I never trust anybody 100%. But I always say, like, because you never know, right? You never know. It's always that parent that's like, oh, that person would never hurt my kid. And then that person's been hurting your kid for the longest time. So I always say, like, there's a 99.999% chance that she's not going to hurt my kid, which there is. There's always still that 0.00.1. But, I don't ever want to be the person that's like, oh, they would never. Like, it's not going to be in my mind. I still think you should always have that 0.1% chance to keep you, where you need to be and how you need to be on top of things as well. So you always want to keep that in the back of your head. But I totally trust my neighbor. Like, she's the best. She thinks I'm the best. She's going to listen to this and be like, Shelby's crazy. But yeah, so trading is such a great thing. I definitely recommend it. Even some of the moms in my mom's group, they started trading, and it's just been so helpful just to even, like, go to the grocery store by yourself, or just go to the mall, or, just for a couple hours, go get your nails done, and then, come back and your kids are alive. Thank God. So trading is really good. Another one is choose the right person. So I know that's like such a broad statement, but interview, pick out your questions, like get referrals or references, referrals. Are they the same thing? But just ask your other mom friends, like, is your baby a good babysitter? Like, can I borrow them or use them? Or, because if they're using them, they are probably some good. And, but just invite them over to do an interview, to play with your kids, see how they are, maybe leave them alone for 5 minutes and still, like, peek in to see how they're doing. And that's a good thing too. And one of the questions I was told to ask was, have you ever hurt a child? And of course they're going to say no, but they've never been asked that question. And so you have to look at their response, their body language to the question. Like, if they're like, oh, like shocked, like, oh, what do you know? Or if they're just like, no, I've never hurt a child ever. So you want to look at their response to that kind of question. And also, I got some advice to consider a man babysitter, because you never think about a man, because men are men are more likely to harm your child sexually than women are. Yes, there are women that harm your kids, that do abuse children, but men are still like 90% and women are like 10%. So think about that. However, a man in a situation can protect your child better than a woman can. Like, let's say you have like an elderly woman, or like your babysitter's 90 pounds. Like, they're less likely to attack a man than a woman with a child. Not saying that women can't defend themselves, but because I'm a woman and got a pretty good right hook. But the chances of a man being attacked is way less likely than a woman being attacked with a child, especially if they can tell that the child they're not related to the child, like they are the nanny, then they're just, that puts people at a higher risk. And you never really think about that. But, so I would consider a man if it's like somebody, once again, it has to be somebody you trust and somebody you've vetted, and, just take the steps, yeah. So, and utilize your family. Like, I know I say this because I don't have any family, but if you do have family around you and you're not utilizing them, or maybe you don't really talk to your family, I get that too, but your mom totally would love to spend the weekend playing with your kid, unless she's like going out herself, but because family do want to spend more time with, their nephews or their grandkids. And, sometimes you may feel like, oh, I'm bothering them. Like, no, you're not, because they do want to, hang out and be with their family. So definitely utilize your family, maybe cook something. Don't abuse them, but, invite them over more to hang out. If it's people you don't trust, or if you haven't built that trust with your family yet, invite them over more, hang out with the kids more, do play dates more, and then just build that bond. So it's what am I trying to say? Like, it's just, you have a better bond with them, and you can trust them more after you've spent more time with them. But yeah, grandmas love babysitting. And what am I trying to say? They just want to be around their grandkids. And even if you don't like your mom or your mother-in-law, invite them over anyway. Because there's your free babysitter, okay? Free. Okay? I, on the other hand, have to pay people, okay? Because I don't have a babysitter, and it's the most annoying thing. So yeah, utilize your family. Oh, and trust your gut. Like, if you think something's going on, and if your child is telling you, hey, like, I don't like this babysitter, can we get a new babysitter? Just get a new babysitter. Like, who cares if it's your cousin? Like, they don't need to know why you got another babysitter. Just trust your gut and go that route. But I just felt it was so important because babysitting is such a big topic, and it's such a big thing that moms have to tackle. And even I'm like even planning like this event, and I'm like, oh crap, like I can't go because I don't have a babysitter. But I'm like helping like to plan it. And, like, I'm going to be, like, gone all day. And I'm just like, oh, who's going to be with Elijah all day? And, like, he's in the middle of potty training. Who's going to clean up his poo all day? And, like, what am I going to do? And I'm just like, I can't go. But I have a while to figure it out. And I'm going to figure it out, hopefully. Yeah, I have some time. And I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm scared. Like, I'm genuinely scared to leave him. I've never left him during, like, the daytime for a long period of time where somebody had to, like, feed him and give him a nap and, like, wake him up and continue with, like, potty training and, like, go do an activity with him. Like, I've never left him that long. So it is very scary. But I'm going to start, like... And that's another thing, too. Like, if you know that you have something coming up and you have to work up to it, like, do, like, small, like, little hours at a time, like, during the day, and then build up to, like, that big day event, You see what I'm saying? Like a couple hours every weekend away, and then by the time you get to the big event, then you're, like, ready for the event. Or your baby's ready for the event. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Follow me, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz at I'm Just Being a Mom, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I'll see you guys next week on Monday. Bye.